Hey everybody, it's Bill's Local. And in this video, I'm going to talk with you about creating a hosted feature service in ArcGIS Online by uploading a zipped shapefile. Now, a little housekeeping, neither the National Park Service nor NC State University endorses or recommends any commercial products, processes, or services. This material may not be used for advertising or product endorsement purposes. This material is intended for educational purposes only. Neither the U.S. government nor NC State University warrants or assumes any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any information, apparatus, product, or process disclosed. Now, on to creating a hosted feature service in ArcGIS Online by uploading a zipped shapefile. Here's your workflow. You've got 4 steps. First of all, you got to zip that shapefile up. Then you got to sign into ArcGIS Online, and then you're going to use the tools they provide you to add an item. Now, I've got add an item from my computer, but we'll look at that drop down in just a moment. And then finally, you always want to check that service within your ArcGIS Online account. Now, I've got this note here. This is important, and I'll demonstrate this. But using this workflow, whenever you want to use this hosted feature service in a web map or web app, you're going to need to change the appearance of the layer and configure those pop-ups in your web map. That's a little bit different than if you publish a shapefile or publish a layer through ArcMap. So remember how to get to the National Park Service ArcGIS Online account, https://nps.maps.arcgis.com. So let's take a look at that. Well, here in my Windows Explorer, I have a shapefile. Now, this is typically, you would see this in Arc Catalog, and you would just see the name as KM correct UTM. Well, these are my Colonial National Historical Park kilometer markers, and that is my shapefile. I have it here in Windows Explorer. Now, when you zip up a shapefile, you cannot just zip up this SHP. You need to select all of the files associated with the name of your shapefile and zip that up. And you can see that I have that here, right there. Now, I've got my shapefile here. I've got it zipped up. And here within my ArcGIS Online content, I'm going to come back up here to the top to my home where I have no items yet because I store everything in my folders. Here I'm going to add an item. Here's your button that you're going to click. And again, I am logged in with my National Park Service PIV card, so I am secured. And I am going to add that from my computer. You can see that there's a URL, an application from the cloud. I'll let you decide which one of these you would like to use and how you use those. Take the time to explore it, because I can't show everything in just a few moments. So I am going to publish a layer from a file. I'm going to upload a document or an image. Now, I am going to choose the file and go into my computer here and go into my Colonial folder. And here is my zipped up shapefile, and I'm going to save that. There. Now, you can see that it is auto-populated. The contents is a shapefile, but there are all types of different items that you can upload. Again, I will let you explore those on your own and read that documentation with ArcGIS Online to help you out. But we're going to upload a shapefile. Now, I've got this box checked, publish the file as a hosted layer. It adds a hosted layer item with the same name. Well, I'm going to take this shapefile out. It does give me that option to do that. And you can see here that I have some other items that I can choose. I can choose a category. Now, these are markers for the parkway, the kilometer markers. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to choose, let's see, what do we have here? Transportation. I'm going to tag this as transportation. That allows me to quickly find all my data associated with the transportation category. I've also can put some tags in here. So I'm going to type in some tags, and you can see that since I've done this previously, I've got some tags in here that are already available. And there, those tags are for helping you search for data, and also so that you can quickly look at the tag and understand what the data type is. And I'm going to click Add Item. Now it's checking the status, it's publishing that service, and you can see here now that ArcGIS Online is working. Well, what it's doing is it's taking that zipped up shapefile and creating a hosted feature layer from it. You can see here that it is a hosted feature layer. And it has now auto-populated my thumbnail. So it has understood what is in the data and given it a representation of what the software decided it wanted to do. Now, I'm not done yet. You can see that I have my name, Colonial Markers. I could change that, but I'm referencing my park, and I'm saying it's kilometers, and I'm saying it's markers. I'm giving my item name something that has meaning. Now, the item information is about midway here, so I want to update this. I'm going to give it a brief summary. Colonial Parkway kilometer markers, and say save. And you notice that my item information is getting a higher quality, and a description. Now I'm going to be very brief about this, and I'm just going to say Colonial Parkway kilometer markers. But you should be as verbose as you need to be. And again, you can see that it's growing. Now, I only have one layer in this zipped up shapefile here, and I need a terms of use. Now, it's very important that you have a terms of use. I've typed into Google NPS data distribution liability statement, and it pops up right here. I'm simply going to copy that in my web browser, come back to ArcGIS Online, edit my terms of use, and paste it right in, and say save. And now you can see that I keep gaining a higher level of item information. They are actually giving me a tip: make a longer summary. Well, if I had a longer summary, that would continue to grow. Let's take a look at this data. And here you can see that all of the attributes in that shapefile were brought into my feature layer. Now, I know what this data is because I work with the park, but you may want to go in and change these later. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Let's take a look at the data. Now, because I didn't set any symbology, the software is going to choose the best method that it thinks is appropriate to display this data, and they have decided to use this little red circle here. And if I click on it, again, you see the attributes. And again, you can have some usage and some settings, and I'm going to prevent this from being accidentally deleted. Save. Let's go back to that overview. Now, here's the data. Remember, I uploaded it to ArcGIS Online to a zip shapefile, so the software has chosen how to display the data. You may approve of that, or you may not. The point is, if I open this in a map viewer, I will have to, each time I want to use this in a map, a web map, I am going to have to style it myself. And you can, we'll get to how to do that a little bit later on. In addition, if I want to make my informational pop-up more meaningful, then I would need to go in here and configure my pop-up. And this is where you could actually change the alias, the field alias of the actual attribute field, and I could decide which ones are visible. I'm not going to get into that one today. That's in another video. But let me recap. To create this hosted feature layer, right here, I zipped up a shapefile on my computer, and within ArcGIS Online, I decided to add an item from my computer. Now, this is a good way that if you wanted to actually share your physical data with someone in the Park Service, you could put that shapefile up, and we'll get into sharing later, but you could share that with other members of the organization or the particular group. I've got one more thing to do. I like to keep all of my data together, so I am going to move this data into my how-to videos folder. And now if I scroll down to my how-to videos folder, you can see that I have my kilometer markers feature layer here, and I have the shape file here. It did not create a service definition file. Okay, but that's as easy. It's a very quick and easy way to publish data to ArcGIS Online and create a web map for people to see very quickly. Okay, thanks a lot, and I hope you have a wonderful day.